Welcome back, everyone, and we got a ladies match here, Mike, and I got to tell you, I don't know a thing about these girls.
I think that's not the first time you've admitted to not knowing a thing about girls.
What?
This is Tenille Tayla. Let me tell you about her. Beyond being piping hot,
Yes.
She's beloved. She's from is it a country or continent? Australia. I'm not sure. It's an island, I do know that. But that's where she's from, and I apologize to her and all her great fans from Australia. I'm a great fan of hers, a major league fan of hers. And so is Jack Daniels from Edmonton. He's a big fan of hers. He goes over the line in being a fan of hers. Well, she is perfect.
She is, and now that you mentioned being from Australia, if I recall correctly, Mike, I have learned a little bit about her. I did my research beforehand.
You looked at some pictures, didn't you?
I did, but I do know that she was trained by the great Lance Storm.
Correct.
And if anybody's going to train anybody in this business, Lance Storm is the guy to go to.
You know what? We've already established you're friends with him, so everything you say about Lance Storm falls on deaf ears to me.
Hey, I got to put him over.
Let's talk about Veronika Vice.
That's who this is?
This girl has got attitude. You know what? If you're one of those guys that likes a girl who's, you know, kind of a mean to you and will break you down and probably cheat on you and treat you bad.
Yeah, because there's guys
you're
looking
bad
for that,
at things. Veronika Vice is that girl. I like Veronika Vice, but Veronika Vice doesn't like me. Veronika Vice really doesn't like anybody.
I was going to say, she looks as though she likes herself. That's about it.
Would you let me finish?
You go ahead.
I'm trying to give you background for this match. Veronika Vice is perpetually single. Doesn't date. Doesn't date guys or girls. She just doesn't date. You know why? Because she's all about herself. And I kind of like that. I really do. She's a fitness fanatic. She's actually competing in fitness competitions. And no, I'm not stalking these two girls. I just did my homework, okay?
I'm going to say, you know a lot about them. I said I didn't have much background with the exception
You
of...
said you knew nothing about girls, and that's true.
Now you're misquoting me, Mike.
You've never said truer words in the history of working at a wrestling broadcast than you said when you said you don't know anything about girls.
One thing I will tell you that I do know, the fans are not really looking to support Veronika Vice.
Well, duh.
Wow! Did you see that? They just slapped her across the...
Oh,
wow, close fist.
She's doing it the Australian way.
Scotty Bowman should be getting in there and trying to break it up, but then again, maybe he's just liking being that close to the action.
She's laying the boots to the other one.
Well, the fans seem to like this one already.
Best match ever, and we haven't even seen much of a match.
Veronika Vice with a shoulder block, a shoulder tackle, pardon me. And now she's on the receiving end of a hip toss and a deep arm drag. And a second arm drag.
Hey, one thing I'm going to say about Tenille Tayla, she positions herself so well in this ring. I don't think there's a position she isn't accustomed to when it comes to being in the ring. She has the middle of the ring, and she's right there and hitting those arm drags.
You know, the innuendos are flying, but...
There is no innuendos. I just said she's always in position.
You said she knows her positions, and I would tend to agree with you. Right now, position that Veronika Vice is on the floor.
On her back on the floor, I might add.
Both combatants re-entering the ring, and Veronika Vice is about to receive a drop kick to the face. Hooks the leg.
Veronika Vice is not going to be as beautiful after that big boot right to the kisser.
Scotty Bowman in there with a 2 count. And now Veronika Vice looking for higher ground, trying to maybe take another breather as she crawls outside the ring, but a shot to the midsection. Using the middle rope for leverage and advantage.
In that neck breaker.
That is going to leave a mark, I'll tell you that. Tide seems to be...
It's hard for me to watch girls in pain, I've got to be honest.
Why is that?
It just is, you know, like honestly, as much as they're fierce competitors, I want to take nothing away from that. Seeing them down and being beat on, it's really frustrating for me.
Scotty Bowman now trying to break the chokehold. Veronika Vice is vicious. You are right. She should change her name to Vicious Veronika Vice, in my opinion. She's not letting up.
There you go, trying to come up with gimmicks for people again. That's why you have so much heat in the back, Dave Thomas.
Well, that is definitely not the case, Mike, but I will say that was a nice backbreaker.
I'm going to say something. I normally point out the flaws in referees, but this Scotty Bowman is a good referee.
Scotty Bowman is one of the top officials here.
And he doesn't get enough credit.
No, you know what?
I would turn down reffing this match because of the potential sexual harassment ramifications. All it takes is the girl to lose to say, well, the ref was trying to hit on me, and then you're fired.
Well, Veronika Vice using
I've been there, actually.
I'm sure you have. Veronika Vice using a handful of hair with that toss across the ring, and still taking advantage of Tenille. And
hard to believe a girl would take advantage of someone.
Well, she's about to. This is old school, Mike. This is old school wrestling. Look at that, utilizing her opponent's arms against herself. You know, referee could go in there and check to see that's a choke into a surfboard maneuver too.
And look at Scotty Bowman is a hell of a referee because he's right down there checking Vice's shoulders because that could have easily ended in a pin.
Yeah, but look at that. Tenille able to reverse it, and now using Veronika's arms against herself.
Well versed in changing the tide, taking over.
Chain wrestling at its finest.
Chain, yes, definitely chains.
Both these women, I would have to say, big clothesline, are, you know, fairly equally matched yet from two different parts of the world.
Yes, different parts of the world.
Veronika now upset with Scotty Bowman, saying it should have been a 3 count, but you know, Scotty Bowman was right there in the action, saw that, and now this is going to the good old-fashioned wear-down hold.
She's groping her with that beautiful headlock.
Yeah, and referee should be checking that to make sure there's no choke. Tenille fighting back with some elbows, across the ring, and takes a boot into a DDT. That could snap your neck in half. And only a 2 count. You know, I thought she might have had it there, Mike, but perhaps maybe didn't get all the DDT.
Maybe she didn't get all that DDT there, Dave Thomas, because she didn't get her there at all. This is always a mistake. I always say this. Going up to anywhere near the top rope, second rope, it's high risk, limited reward.
Dangerous territory in its own right, and wow.
Interesting. I like it.
The fans like this. Powerbomb! Now both women are out, but both women's shoulders are down. But I guess neither one of them decisively had the advantage to be considered a pinfall.
Tenille Tayla is very good.
Well, the crowd behind her as well.
Veronika Vice is very good. I like them both.
I can tell. Tenille with a comeback.
I wouldn't turn down either of these.
I don't know if you'd have the opportunity to get to that situation.
Well, we should try.
Vicious clothesline as well.
And Scotty Bowman didn't even admonish. What is the other word?
He didn't give her crap for it, is what you're trying to say, Mike. That was almost a tornado punch, if you will.
Right to the nose.
Man, back and forth action between these two women.
Admonish.
Yes, we got
admonish.
Admonish, right.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Well, I would admonish you, but I can't because...
Admonish,
yes.
Is that the word?
Yes.
Thank you.
Oh, missed the big leg drop off the top. A la Bulldog Bob Brown in his heyday, but he used to connect. Exactly. Tenille now, it seemed to come. Reverse neck breaker, hooks the leg. Oh man, I can't believe that these two women are able to kick out of each other's moves like this. This is a match.
It was a jaw dropper for Tenille.
And the crowd really appreciating the effort that both these women are putting forth. Follow-away slam. Didn't quite get all of it, but nonetheless, it had the effect that I think was, at this point, both these women have got to be fatigued.
Tired women are my specialty.
Thanks for informing us about that, Mike.
I mean, I would win a fight with a tired woman is what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying I would fight them, but if I had to fight them, I'd want them to be tired is what I'm trying to say.
I have a feeling that if you had to fight either one of these two combatants and they were tired, I still think you'd come out on the short end of the stick.
See, you're picking sides again.
Mike, these two women are professional athletes.
That's the second kick to the face Tenille's given Veronika. That's it!
And that's what she needed to do to get to victory.
She is sexy. I love it.
What would you say she is, Mike?
Piping hot.
That's what I figured.
The action was piping hot, too. Scotty Bowman's the luckiest guy in the world getting to hold hands with her, too.
At this point in time, I'd say of all the referees, Scotty Bowman was the luckiest one here today.
Grabbing for that hand again.
Veronika Vice holding her face. That was a devastating kick.
Watch Scotty. I love Scotty. Very on the ball here. Always feed it to both girls. He goes to see the loser, too, and say, hey, if you need my help here, maybe we can go out for a drink later.
Well,
Scotty Bowman knows what he's doing.
Try to show a sign
now he's saying, hey, I wasn't trying to hit on her. You and I, saying to Tenille, he wants to take her for a drink. She's saying no. Now he's going back for Veronika.
I'm surprised you didn't mention Kenny Rogers when you talk about going for a drink.
See, now you admit it too. For more on Kenny Rogers and his drinking problem, check out WFXWrestling.com.